Hi, welcome to today's video. We're going to be talking about taking CPP early at age 60. We've done a number of videos on taking CPP, break-even analysis, so I invite you to just go up and check out the videos that I have linked in the screen, and also I'll put it in the description as well. But today we're going to be exploring what happens when you take CPP at age 60. Now, if for those of you who are new to the channel, my name is David Aaron of Aaron Wealth Management. I've been doing financial planning now for business owners, incorporated professionals, and families for about 20 years now. Love what I do, love digging into financial planning and helping people achieve their financial goals. So let's just get straight into the video. This is a slide that talks about your retirement income timeline. And today, of course, we're going to be talking about taking it CPP at the earliest time, and that is age 60, represented by that blue arrow and the green dot. What I want to pay attention to this, and this is actually in one of the other videos as well, and the retirement zone, the 5 years leading up to retirement and the first 5 years of retirement. This is a very critical 10-year period where you really don't want to have too high of a negative return. High of a negative return, interesting way to say that, but you really want to avoid big negative returns because, I mean, you're retiring, you don't have a lot of time in your hands to make up any lost ground. So here you want to make sure that you are making sure your asset allocation or your risk is low to moderate. And that way you can weather any storms that might come your way prior to retirement. And then in your first 5 years of taking money out, you really don't want to be taking money out in a negative environment. So again, it's just important that you're not too risky in this 10-year period. If you look across the timeline on the below, age 65 is the regular timeline for taking CPP 100%. And the latest that you can take CPP is age 70. The latest you can RIF your RSPs is age 71. And the average death age in Canada is about 86. It varies for men and women. But I thought we should just review that quickly before we get into the age 60 on taking CPP. So what is the Canada Pension Plan? Let's do a quick review and how this works. So basically, you've been paying into the Canada Pension Plan for a long time, about 40 years to qualify. And over that period of time, part of your income has been used to put into the Canada Pension Plan so that you'll have a pension, obviously, when you go to retire. The earliest age to take money out of the Canada Pension Plan is age 60. Regular retirement of receiving your maximum benefit of CPP is at age 65. The maximum CPP benefit is about $1,203 per month, or $14,445 per year. That number changes as the years go on. Right now we're in the fall of 2021, so you'll see that number will change. For delaying your CPP and taking it at age 70, you actually get an increase of 42% of your CPP. So that will go from $1,203 to $1,709 a month, or $20,511. Now, the focus of today's session is really talking about taking it early. Taking CPP at age 60, you actually have a reduction in your CPP of 36%. So you go from maximum at $1,203 at age 65 down to $770 per month, and that's $9,244 per year. Now, coincidentally, the average Canada Pension Plan monthly benefit at age 65 is $714. Now, that's right off of Revenue Canada's website. You're going to see two numbers, and this is just for recent retirees. And so the other number, which is below $700, is taking into account all the years that have gone before us, and that number is just less than $700. But the recent numbers is $714 per month. But let's have a look at what we're talking about today. Why would you want to take CPP at age 60? Why would you be willing to take a reduction of 36% of your eligible Canada Pension Plan benefits? Well, let's look at a quick break-even analysis. And so the red line is your age 65 full CPP benefit. And you can see there it goes from 65 and it runs up to just under $400,000 of cumulative CPP benefit payments to you or going to age 90. The orange line is delaying and taking it at age 70. So you can see that you have to wait 5 more years, but it has the highest income available, going well over $400,000 of total cumulative CPP payments. Well, here is taking it early. So one of the benefits of taking your CPP at age 60 is you have longer period of time of receiving payments, albeit it's less money. So it is something to say you're being paid over a longer period of time, but you're actually receiving less money. So I just wanted to make you aware of that. Okay, why would you want to take your CPP early? Well, let's just address the elephant in the room. You need the money. Either you haven't been able to save enough money, whether it's low income and you need to start receiving income as soon as possible, or something has happened to you along the way. Well, what could that be? Well, 55% of the population actually do not retire at the age at which they thought they would. Why? Because of a health reason. And then another 25% of the population leave work early because they have to care for a family member like a spouse. So this is a real concern. You do financial planning with your advisor. I do this with my clients, and we'll pick out target dates. This is when, like for instance, if you're part of a pension plan, they'll say, what is the earliest date you can retire with full pension? And it'll give you a date, and here's your age. And so you figure, well, I'm going to go as soon as they let me go with full pension. I'm not going to stick around any longer. And that's the day you choose. But now 55% of all those people may not make it to that date. The reason is health reasons. So I want you to be aware that part of the rationale for some people to take CPP early is because out of necessity. Either they don't have enough money because they had low income, or they had to leave work early. And so that's a really important thing that kind of drives the conversation. If you're watching this video today and you have a number of years before you retire, what you want to really think about is how important is critical illness and disability insurance to you, because that is a lump sum amount of money, critical illness, so heart attack, stroke, cancer, and another 20 different things that could happen to you, that you could receive a benefit, like a tax-free payment, use it any way you like, and that will help supplement the years that you're not working. Typically, when somebody has an illness like cancer, heart attack, stroke, it might be off for a year or two. If they beat cancer, a heart attack, stroke might be off for a year, and then they recuperate and go back to work. But that 1 year, 2 year, if you have to draw on retirement assets to sustain that lifestyle that you have, expenses and so on, then you're really sacrificing the longevity of your retirement, because you're kind of borrowing from it, if you will, from your RSPs or your tax-free savings account. So you don't want to do that. So you may want to look at the value of having critical illness and disability insurance. Your likelihood of actually getting an illness is much, much greater than actually dying. Okay, another reason, show me the money. Well, this is really around the attitudes of people paying into something that they know they're going to get a payment, the benefit of at some point in their life. And they're like, you know what? I paid into this for so long. I just want the money as early as I can. They don't think of it from a point of view of financial planning or income need. They just, I want the money I'm deserved, and I want it as soon as possible, and they take it. So I like this analogy from this movie. Show me the money. That's all they're really interested in. Just get the money to me as quickly as possible. Now, the next reason is really longevity. If you have a history in your family where your grandparents died at an early age, or parents died at an early age, it kind of runs in your family that you don't live long ages. You're not like the British royal family where they live to over 100 years of age. Then you may want to consider taking CPP at age 60. So just examine what your family history looks like. And if you think you're not really living to ripe old ages, like in your late 80s or 90s, because the average age is about 86. We'll say between men and women, there's a few years difference, but we'll just call it 86. If you don't think you're going to be living up until age 70, then taking CPP at age 60 is probably the best thing to do here. This slide actually talks about longevity and the statistics around ages. Being married has its advantages. You live longer. Single people tend to live not as long. But look at this. If you're age 65 today, you have a 50-50 chance of making it to 90 if you're married. If you're married, you have a 75% chance of getting to age 85. Remarkable. And obviously age 80, a 90%. So that's if you're 65. So it's something to consider that there's the statistics on death rates. So you have to be very specific about your particular situation. Okay, another area might be, really this is now about tax planning and how you receive income. Getting a clawback on your old age security. Well, that clawback, if you don't know what old age security, that's just another source of income that the government gives you beginning at age 65. And it's taxable income to you. And in this particular case, you have a clawback that starts at $79,000. This is as of this year, 2021. So if your income exceeds $79,000, you'll have to give back 15% of the difference of your income. Subtract that from the $79,000. That difference, you have to give 15% of that back to the government. If your income exceeds over $128,000, you don't qualify for your old age supplement anyway, so you'd be ineligible at that particular time. So you want to make sure that what are your income sources? How much does that add up to? If it's going to be greater than $79,000, some strategies call for actually taking CPP early, because as you know, back in that slide that I showed you where the income is lower but over a longer period of time, so that would be a way to mitigate that. There are other ways to do that. I don't particularly like this strategy. If you have enough time with an advisor to just dig into it before you get to the end and realize, oh, I should take CPP at age 60, hopefully you're digging in your 40s and 50s and figuring out a strategy so you don't have to do that. Well, it begins with a financial plan. You really do need to examine your financial plan. I like to say that a financial plan is seeing the outcome of your planning decisions before you commit to them. Super important to do. And a real simple thing that I'll show you here, and this is what I give to all of my clients. A financial plan is 18, 20 pages long. Who wants to read that kind of documentary on your life? So what I do is I take the most important elements of the financial plan and I put it into a one-page financial dashboard. Inside of 1 minute, you know exactly where you stand. You can see your rate of return. Nice to brag about it, but that's not what gets you retired. It's the bottom left-hand corner. This is your retirement income. How much does your current portfolio project to produce of what amount of income at retirement? And so what we do is we track that along the way to make sure that we're making improvements and increasing that amount of money that would come to you at retirement. This is an excellent document because, again, 1 minute, you know exactly where you stand and you can be relieved, less anxiety about retirement. The number one concern, financial concern for a lot of people is, will I have enough money to retire? And if you have this document in front of you, you know exactly where you stand, how much money you need to invest. It's so simple, it's straightforward. Well, that's it. Really quick video on taking CPP early. If you have any questions around CPP, please feel welcome to put in the comments or contact me directly. If you love this content, please help me out by liking and sharing it with people that you believe need to hear this, because when you do that, the algorithm loves it and it shares it with thousands of people, so we get an opportunity to help more people. We take care of your wealth management so you can take care of what's most important to you. Here's our contact information, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Thanks so much for taking the time to watch this video today. Take care.